Imagine a tiny, powerful shield inside one of the most common fruits in our kitchens. This shield is not made of metal, it is made of color. The vibrant, brilliant red of a ripe, sun-warmed tomato is more than just a sign of freshness and flavor. That specific red color is actually a substance, a natural compound that the tomato produces to protect itself from the harsh rays of the sun. Think about it, the sun gives life, but its ultraviolet rays can also cause damage. The tomato, in its wisdom, creates this red pigment to absorb that light and prevent harm to its own seeds and flesh. This protective compound is called lycopene. And scientists are discovering that this same protective power that the tomato uses for itself might also offer a form of protection for our own bodies. Our bodies are made of billions of tiny building blocks called cells. Like the tomato, our cells can also be damaged, not just by the sun, but by many things in our environment and even by the natural processes of living and aging. When this damage happens in a specific way, it can sometimes lead to cells growing out of control, which is the beginning of what we know as cancer. So, the story begins with a simple idea: can the tomato's own sun protection molecule become our own cellular protection molecule? This is not a magical cure, but a fascinating area of science that explores how the food we eat can talk to our bodies on a deep, cellular level. It is a story about prevention, about giving our bodies the best possible tools to maintain health and fight off potential threats every single day. The journey of understanding tomatoes and lycopene starts with recognizing that food is not just fuel. It is information. Every bite we take sends signals and provides building blocks to our body. In the case of the tomato, the most powerful message might be carried in its red hue. For a long time, we thought the benefits of fruits and vegetables came mainly from vitamins like vitamin C. But lycopene is different. It belongs to a family of compounds known as carotenoids, which are famous for their antioxidant properties. You can think of antioxidants as tiny peacekeepers inside your body. They neutralize troublemakers known as free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that bounce around, damaging cell walls, proteins, and even the precious DNA inside the cell's core. This damage, if left unrepaired, is a key step toward cancer development. So, by consuming foods rich in antioxidants like lycopene, we are essentially sending in reinforcements for our body's own defense systems. We are helping to calm the chaos and protect the intricate machinery of our cells from wear and tear. This foundational concept is why the humble tomato has become such a star in nutritional science, transforming from a simple ingredient in a salad or sauce into a subject of intense research in laboratories and hospitals around the world. So, what exactly is this lycopene we keep talking about? If we could shrink down to a microscopic size and look inside a tomato cell, we would see these beautiful, long, rigid chains of carbon and hydrogen atoms. This unique shape is what makes lycopene so effective. It is a master at absorbing energy. In the tomato, it absorbs the excess energy from sunlight. In our bodies, it absorbs the destructive energy from free radicals. Lycopene is one of the most potent antioxidants found in our diet. Its molecular structure allows it to neutralize not just one, but multiple types of free radicals, making it a very versatile and powerful defender. It is important to know that our bodies are smart, they do not make lycopene on their own. This means the only way to get this powerful compound is through the food we eat. And while lycopene is found in other pink and red fruits like watermelon and pink grapefruit, the tomato and, more specifically, cooked tomato products, are by far the richest and most available source for most people around the world. Now, here is a fascinating twist that makes the tomato story even more interesting. Unlike some vitamins that are more potent in raw foods, lycopene becomes more available to our bodies when the tomato is cooked or processed. Think about a tomato's skin. It is tough and designed to protect the seeds inside. The lycopene is locked tightly within the plant's cell walls. When we eat a raw tomato, our digestive system has to work hard to break down those walls to access the lycopene, and we might not absorb all of it. However, when we heat tomatoes by making a sauce, a soup, or even using canned tomatoes, the heat breaks down those tough cell walls. It is like it unlocks the treasure chest. This process releases the lycopene and makes it much easier for our intestines to absorb it into our bloodstream. This is why tomato paste, ketchup, and even a simple homemade marinara sauce are often considered more concentrated sources of bioavailable lycopene than a fresh, raw tomato. So, enjoying a delicious bowl of tomato soup or a plate of pasta with a rich tomato sauce is not just a tasty meal, it is a very efficient way to invite this mighty molecule into your body to do its protective work. To understand how lycopene might help, we first need to understand the enemy, cancer. Our bodies are constantly renewing themselves. Old cells die, and new cells are born to replace them. This process is usually very orderly and controlled. Cancer begins when this control is lost. It is like a factory where the instructions get scrambled, and the machines start producing nonstop, creating a huge, disorganized mess. The initial spark for this chaos is often damage to our DNA. DNA is the instruction manual for every single cell. It tells the cell when to grow, when to divide, and when to die. Now, imagine this instruction manual is being vandalized by free radicals. These free radicals are like little vandals with spray paint, scribbling over the important instructions. If the manual says stop dividing, the vandal paints over the word stop. Now the cell only reads divide, and it keeps dividing, over and over again, without any restraint. This is where the story of lycopene gets exciting. As one of the body's peacekeepers, lycopene patrols the cellular neighborhood. When it encounters a free radical vandal, it steps in and offers one of its own electrons. This calms the free radical down, making it stable and harmless. By doing this, lycopene essentially prevents the vandal from spray painting the DNA instruction manual. It is a form of preventative maintenance. But the potential benefits do not stop there. Some research suggests that lycopene might do more than just prevent the initial damage. In cells that have already started to misbehave, lycopene might be able to deliver a second message. It might whisper to these damaged cells, "It is time to stop, it is time to die for the greater good." This process of programmed cell death is called apoptosis, and it is a natural way the body gets rid of faulty cells. In many cancers, this self-destruct mechanism is broken. Early laboratory studies show that lycopene might help reactivate this process in cancer cells, particularly in prostate cancer cells, encouraging them to die off rather than multiply into a tumor. It is a double layer of defense, prevention and intervention. You might be wondering, is this all just a nice theory, or is there real proof? Scientists have been studying this relationship for decades using different methods, and the collective picture is promising. One major type of research is called observational studies. In these studies, researchers look at large groups of people over many years. They track what these people eat and monitor their health. Time and time again, these large-scale studies have shown a consistent pattern. Populations that consume a lot of tomatoes and tomato-based products tend to have a lower risk of developing certain types of cancer, most notably prostate cancer in men. The reduction in risk is not 100%, of course, but it is statistically significant, meaning it is unlikely to be a coincidence. This kind of evidence is powerful because it reflects real-life habits. To build on this, scientists conduct laboratory experiments. They take human cells, including cancer cells, and grow them in petri dishes. Then, they introduce lycopene to see what happens. These cell culture studies have shown that lycopene can indeed slow down the growth of cancer cells or even trigger their death. Going a step further, researchers do animal studies, often with mice that have been bred to be prone to cancer. When these mice are fed a diet supplemented with tomato powder or pure lycopene, they develop fewer tumors, and the tumors that do develop are often smaller and less aggressive compared to mice on a regular diet. All these different lines of evidence, from population studies to lab dishes to animal models, point in the same direction. They suggest that the lycopene in tomatoes is not just a passive bystander, it is an active participant in promoting our health. It is crucial to remember that most of this evidence points towards prevention and reduced risk. Tomatoes are not a standalone treatment for cancer, but they appear to be a valuable part of a dietary pattern that helps keep the body resilient and less hospitable to cancer development in the first place. While lycopene is the star of the show, it would be a mistake to think it works entirely alone. A tomato is a complex food, filled with many other beneficial compounds that work together in harmony. This is a crucial concept in nutrition called synergy. Think of an orchestra. Lycopene might be the lead violinist, but the music only becomes a beautiful symphony when all the other instruments play together. A tomato contains other carotenoids like beta-carotene, a variety of vitamins like vitamin C and vitamin E, and numerous flavonoids. Many of these are also antioxidants, and they all have slightly different strengths and roles. Together, they create a powerful, multi-layered antioxidant network. Some of these other compounds may help to recharge lycopene after it has neutralized a free radical, allowing it to go back to work. Others might protect different parts of the cell or support the body's own internal antioxidant systems. Furthermore, the healthy fats often found in a Mediterranean diet, like the olive oil we drizzle on our tomato salad or use in our sauce, play a vital role. Lycopene is a fat-soluble compound. This means it dissolves in fat, not in water. When we eat tomatoes with a little bit of healthy fat, our intestines can absorb the lycopene much more effectively. A raw tomato salad with an olive oil vinaigrette or a tomato sauce simmered with a drizzle of oil is not just a culinary classic, it is a nutritional powerhouse strategy. This is why focusing on whole foods is often better than taking a single, isolated supplement. When you eat a tomato, you are not just getting one molecule, you are getting the entire orchestra, perfectly tuned by nature to work in concert for your benefit. Knowing the science is one thing, but how do we bring this knowledge into our daily lives in a simple and enjoyable way? The good news is that it is neither difficult nor expensive. The goal is not to eat tomatoes at every single meal, but to incorporate them regularly into a balanced and varied diet. Start with the raw and fresh. A juicy slice of tomato on a sandwich, chopped tomatoes in a fresh garden salad, or cherry tomatoes as a quick snack are all wonderful ways to get a variety of nutrients, including some lycopene. Remember, even though cooking increases lycopene absorption, raw tomatoes are still fantastic for you, providing hydration, fiber, and other vitamins. Then, embrace the power of cooked tomatoes. This is where you can really boost your lycopene intake. Making a simple marinara sauce from canned tomatoes is incredibly easy and far healthier than most store-bought versions, which can be high in sugar and sodium. Simmer crushed tomatoes with some garlic, onions, herbs, and a splash of olive oil for a perfect lycopene-rich sauce for pasta, zucchini noodles, or as a pizza base. Homemade tomato soup is another comforting and powerful option. Do not forget about global cuisines. Indian curries often use a tomato base, Mexican salsas and moles are tomato-rich, and a Spanish gazpacho, though a cold soup, is a blended form that helps break down the cell walls. The key is consistency and combination. Make a habit of having tomato-based meals a few times a week. And always remember the partner for lycopene, a little healthy fat. So, drizzle that salad with olive oil, sauté your onions for the sauce in avocado oil, or add some sliced avocado to your dish. This simple act ensures that your body can actually use the powerful lycopene you are consuming. It is incredibly exciting to learn about the potential of foods like tomatoes to fight disease. However, it is vital to approach this information with a balanced and realistic perspective. First and foremost, no single food, not even the mighty tomato, is a magic bullet against cancer. Cancer is a complex disease with many causes, including genetics, environmental factors, lifestyle choices like smoking, and overall dietary patterns. Think of your health as a large, sturdy table. Each leg of that table represents a different pillar of health: a nutrient-rich diet, regular physical activity, sufficient sleep, stress management, and avoiding harmful substances. Adding more tomatoes to your diet is like strengthening one of those legs. It makes the whole table more stable, but it cannot support the weight alone if the other legs are weak or broken. Relying solely on one superfood can create a false sense of security. It is the overall pattern of your life that matters most. A diet filled with a rainbow of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats provides a vast array of protective compounds that work together in ways we are still discovering. Tomatoes and lycopene are a brilliant and delicious part of that picture, but they are still just one part. Furthermore, always consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian for personal advice, especially if you have a health condition or a family history of cancer. They can help you understand how to integrate these foods into a plan that is right for you. So, enjoy that tomato sauce, savor that fresh salad, and know that with every bite, you are giving your body a gift of nature's protection, as part of a lifelong commitment to nurturing your health.